Hey VC, Wes here, checking in with another video response. This one's going to be for Maggie 1204 Willow, I believe is the proper YouTube name. I will definitely leave a link in the show notes below, just in case you haven't subscribed to her. You definitely need to be. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this thread. She had 3 really good questions, really interesting questions, so I definitely wanted to make sure I responded to this one. Happy belated birthday, Maggie. I know you just celebrated your birthday about a week ago. Looks like it was a pretty good one, so I'm glad for that. Glad you had an enjoyable birthday. So let's just go ahead and get into it. The first question she had was sort of a two-parter. Has to do with artwork versus music, good artwork, bad music, or bad music, good artwork. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here. The first one I have, I just picked one for each topic. The first one I have here is good artwork, bad music. This is Asia's second album, Alpha, from 1983. It has this beautiful Roger Dean cover on it. All the Asia albums have Roger Dean covers, and the artwork on all of them is amazing, but this is definitely their sophomore slump. I like the first album, I like the third album, I just do not like this album. Definitely a good example for me anyway of great artwork and poor music. That's Asia's Alpha, second album from 1983. Okay, next one we have here is bad artwork, good music. And this is an album from, I guess, 2011 now. Came out in late 2011, I believe. This is the Black Keys, El Camino. I despise the artwork on this album. It's just rusted out minivans. I don't get it. It's not enjoyable to look at. It's not really related to the music in any way or the band. It's just, ugh. I hate this album cover. And there's a poster in here that has like 20 minivans on it, rusted out minivans. I love this band, I love the music, but ugh, I hate this cover. I don't get it. So that was your first question. Second question had to do with movies and music and scenes in movies that really had music that really fit in really well with the scene. And I had a really difficult time with this. I'm sure if I was watching movies and I happened to see something, I could say, oh yeah, that would fit well with that question, but it was really difficult. So I mainly just picked some movies that I thought the music overall was really good and really fit the movie really well. So the first one I have here is Into the Wild. Yeah, this movie is just incredible. The music, there's a soundtrack here. I only have the CD. I didn't buy the original vinyl, which was really expensive, or the reissue that was done a year or so ago. The CD for this is good enough. I'm not a Pearl Jam fan, I'm not an Eddie Vedder fan, but I really do love this soundtrack, and I think it fits this movie so well. I've only actually ever watched this movie one time. It was such a powerful experience for me that I'm afraid to watch it again. If that makes any sense. I'm not sure I'm ready to have that experience again just yet, but it's definitely in my top 10 movies of all time. It's an amazing movie. It's like I said, it's a very powerful movie, and I think the music added to it and helped make it an even better movie. Just a great movie. If you haven't seen it for some reason, absolutely see it, but just be ready for a very powerful emotional experience. So moving on to something a little more happy here. Something that I thought the music fit the movie really well. It's not typically music that I like. It happens to be sort of a younger, more jangly, more poppy, loud, brash kind of music, but I thought it fit the movie really well, and it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And that is the soundtrack to Nick and Nora's Playlist, which for some stupid reason I didn't pull it. There we go. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I actually have this on vinyl and I didn't pull it. I don't know why I didn't do that. I have the next one as well. I need to pull that one as well. But yeah, really cool soundtrack. Like I said, very young, poppy, punky sort of sounding music. Very, very loud, brash kinds of music. Not typically my wheelhouse, but I really enjoyed the music of this movie, and I thought it fit really well, and it reminded me of that sort of, just kids being kids, not really adults yet, just sort of hanging out, at night on the weekends or in the summertime, and just, going around, getting in a little trouble here and there, and just having fun and being young. So That's definitely one I think the music and the movie go together really well. Making noise. Infinite playlist. Let's pull this next one here. Alright, so the next movie, well, I'll show this one first. Another one that I really enjoyed the music of, and I thought it fit the feel of the movie really well. Another really great story. Just a great movie. I don't really know how else to say it. One of those sort of lost classics, I think. Something people don't talk about enough. I think it's a really well written story. It's really well acted. It's a beautiful movie, even though it's sort of very gritty and very dark at times. I think it's part of who the characters are, and it's a really awesome movie. And that's Jason's Lyric. And it sort of starts out in the 70s, so you get some of those 70s soul music songs, and then it moves on into, I think it's set basically in modern times, which was '94 was when this movie was released. It's sort of set in that time period, so it's, the height of sort of gangster rap coming around, and it's very sort of a picture of a small southern town that has some rough edges and rough people in it, but just like a great story, a great love story. This is a love story. It's not something violent. There's violence in here, but overall it's a love story, and it's a beautiful one. Definitely the music throughout it all works well, and I really do like this movie, and the soundtrack is really good. So definitely, if you haven't seen Jason's Lyric, see if you can find it somewhere. They have not released this on Blu-ray yet. I'm dying to get this on Blu-ray. It's a beautiful, like I said, it's beautifully shot. Cinematography is great on this. I think I just really like the overall colors of it and everything, and how it's done. So I hope to one day have this on Blu-ray. This is kind of a cheap DVD version of it. It's not really transferred really well, so I hope one day they'll go back and transfer it properly. Just an amazing movie anyway. Definitely have to have it no matter what. Okay, I'm rambling too much here. The last movie I want to talk about today is one that sort of fits the question the best, I think, and that's the movie Stand By Me. And the main point is at the very end, when Stand By Me starts playing, and then the narrator of the movie starts talking about what happened to each of these characters afterwards, and it's after you've spent 2 hours getting to know these characters, and then it sort of tells what happened after the movie basically. It's a very powerful moment, with Stand By Me playing. It makes you realize what good friendship means, and how it really it makes you think about your friends and the people you grew up with and the people you've known, and who they are, and what that means to who you are and all that. And it's just it's a great story, and like I said, it's a powerful thing at the end of the movie when they sort of tell what happens after the movie. With Stand By Me in the background over that narration, it's a powerful moment for me. It always brings me to tears, even though I've seen this many times. So there is the soundtrack on vinyl. So moving on to question number 3, you asked about songs that sort of, as soon as we hear them, they make us stop in our tracks. We have to listen to them. We can't skip them. Whatever we're doing, we just have to stop and listen. And the first thing I have here is something from the recent past that really grabbed me, and I couldn't stop listening to it. I actually bought the album on vinyl. I know a lot of people hate this song because it was played so much, but no matter how many times I heard it, I couldn't get tired of hearing it. And that's Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier. Here's the album. The second song I have here, got a couple here from the 80s. That was sort of what I mainly wanted to pick from, because it's when I was young. I was born in '77, so the 80s were really big for me. Really first time having memorable songs come out, and then sort of living with them from the 80s until now. So the first one I have is David Bowie, Let's Dance, the title track. Definitely one, has a great bass line, just makes you want to dance, and it's just, I love a song with a good bass line. That is one that I have to stop and listen to. And the last one that I have to stop and listen to no matter what, definitely something I have to hear. It's In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Absolutely love that song. Everything about it. I love how sparse it is at the beginning, and then it just builds and builds and builds into this explosion at the end, and it's just great song. So that is my response to Maggie's 300 subscribers contest. Congratulations, Maggie. You deserve a lot more than 300. I'm sure this contest will help push you up into those higher numbers. And I really enjoy watching your videos. And hearing you geek out about music, it's always fun. It's always enjoyable, and seeing things you find. And happy belated birthday again. Cheers. See you again real soon.